Happy morning, dear students. Welcome to Science Online class. In today's class, we are going to learn chapter 3 in physics, that is measurement. In our previous sessions, we studied chapter 1 Introduction to Science and chapter 2 Matter, in which we discussed about the various branches of science and what matter is made up of. The three states of matter, in which we discussed about the solid, liquid and gaseous states and the characteristics of each state of matter, and also about the change in state of matter, which is called as interconversion of state. We learned about solid to liquid interconversion, liquid to gas interconversion and solid directly to vapor interconversion. So in today's class, we are going to learn chapter 3, measurement. Measurement plays a very important role in our life, isn't it, children? When you visit a clinic, what do? They measure your body temperature, they measure your blood pressure, and they even measure your body weight. And similarly, when you go with your mummy or with your daddy to a market, so you generally measure the quantity of vegetables or fruits and then you buy it. And even when you visit a grocery shop, you measure the amount of things and then only you buy the things. Even in the tailor shop, the tailor measures the body circumference before stitching the clothes. And when your mummy buys milk in the morning, the milk vendor measures the volume of milk and then he gives to your mom. So this is how measurement plays a very integral, very important role in our life and is involved in every aspect of our life. So children, it's very important for us to know about measurements. In today's session, we'll be learning about physical quantities and units of measurement. So first, let's see about physical quantities. What is a physical quantity? A physical quantity is a quantity that can be measured and expressed in numbers and units. So what is physical quantity, children? A quantity that can be measured. So anything that can be measured is called a physical quantity. For example, we can measure the length of a piece of cloth. So length is a physical quantity. So we can measure the time when your live class begins or when your science period begins. So time is a physical quantity, and even we can measure the volume of milk or water or petrol or any liquid. So here volume is also a physical quantity. So anything which we can measure, even temperature, area, all these are some of the examples of physical quantities. So first let us learn in detail about some of the physical quantities like length, mass, time, temperature and area. Let's understand what is length. So what is length? Length is the distance between 2 points. Okay, so the distance between 2 points is called the length. So these 2 points can be either the two end of the ruler, as you can see in this picture, or you can even consider the two corners of your room, or the two corners of your notebook, or the top and bottom of a curtain, or the distance between any 2 points in your classroom or in a playground. So what is length? Length is basically the distance between any 2 points. And when these 2 points are very far away from each other, we call it as distance, not as length. For example, the distance between two cities, maybe from Chennai to Hyderabad, is 250 kilometers. So we don't say length here, but we say distance. The distance between two towns or two cities is 450 kilometers or 250 kilometers. So when 2 points are far away from each other, then we generally use the term distance but not length. Next is mass. So what is mass? Mass is the amount of matter a body or an object contains. So the amount of matter an object contains is called its mass. But in a common language we use the word weight instead of mass. But you should remember that weight and mass are two different physical quantities. So you should never confuse between weight and mass. So now let's see what is weight. The weight of the body is the measure of the pull of the earth on it. So it can be even said as it is the measure of how the gravity pulls down an object. So whenever we throw an object up in the sky, what happens? The object immediately comes down or fall down. This is because of the gravitational force which is exerted by our earth. So the measure of gravitational pull on the object is called the weight. So what is weight? Weight is the measure of the gravity pull or the gravitational force on an object is called the weight. And the weight of object can change from one place to another, and the weight is usually measured in Newton. Whereas mass is the measure of the amount of matter an object contains, and mass of an object will never change. Okay, the mass of an object is always constant in various location. Wherever you go, the mass of the object will remain constant. It will never change, and the mass is measured in kilograms or grams. So for example, a ball, the mass will not change even though you measure the mass in various places. The mass will never change based on the location, whereas the weight of the bowling ball might change on different locations or different areas like moon or in earth or in any other planets. Next is time. So how is time measured, children? Time is measured by the motions of the heavenly body, and these motions are called as periodic motions because they happen at regular interval. For example, the earth moves around the sun and is called as revolution. It takes around 365 days for the earth to complete one revolution around the sun. So this happen at a regular interval, so it is called as a periodic motion. Similarly is the movement of moon around the earth and of the earth in its own axis. So these periodic motions of earth around the sun, moon around the earth, and earth around its own axis are used to define a year, month and a day respectively. We have discussed about physical quantities like length, mass, time, and now we are going to learn about area. So what is area? Area is the measure of the region inside a closed line. So area is the measure of the space enclosed within the closed surfaces. For example, the space inside a circle or a square or rectangle or triangle are called area. So area is the measure of the region which is inside a closed line, and the areas of such figures like circles, square, rectangles, these can be measured with the help of formulas. For example, area of a square can be measured by the formula A into side, and area of a rectangle by the formula base into height, triangle half into base into height, and the area of a circle with the help of formula pi r square. So children, you'll be learning about all these formulas in detail, and you'll be solving many problems based on these formulas in your maths also. Next is temperature. We often use the word hot, cold, or hotter, or colder, or hottest while referring to certain things around us. For example, we usually say that the cup of tea is too hot for me, and the pot of ice cream is very cold, and we also say that it is very hot in May than in March. So these are the common words we use in our day to day life. So the physical quantity we use to measure the hotness or coldness of a body is called the temperature. So what is temperature? Temperature is the measure of degree of hotness. How much hot or how much cold object or a body is, the degree of hotness or coldness of a body is called the temperature. So what is temperature? The degree of hotness or coldness of a body. Next, let's move on to units of measurement. So first, let's see what is a unit. A unit is a known measure of a physical quantity with which physical quantities of same kind are compared. So children, you can have a look at this definition of unit, which is given in page number 10 in your physics textbook. So you can turn your textbook to page 10, and in the last paragraph, it says that a unit is a known measure of a physical quantity with which physical quantities of the same kind are compared. So, a unit is the known measure of a physical quantity with which other physical quantities of the same kind can be compared. And some of the unit of physical quantity length are centimeter, meter and inch, and we can choose the unit as per our convenience. For example, to measure the length, in order to measure the length of a dress material or a long curtain, you can use the unit like meter, which is more convenient than other units of measurement. So first, let's see about the traditional units of measurement. In olden days, different parts of the body, such as the hand or foot, were used to measure the length. But these measurements, they varied from person to person, because some may have short hands and other may have long hands. So these measurements differed or changed from one person to another person, and some units had different values in different region. For example, 1 gallon represented different volume in UK and in USA. So the units that were used in traditional system of units, they were not clearly defined, and they did not have the same value everywhere, and they are considered to be non-standard units. And the use of non-standard units led to many problems. We were not able to get the accurate measurement of any physical quantity. So to avoid such problems, they decided to have a system of standard units having the following characteristics. So first, the system of units should be used everywhere. So this system of units, the standard system of units, must be followed everywhere universally, and these units should be precisely defined and has the same value everywhere. So all the units must have a short definition, and they must have the same value everywhere. For example, 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 grams. So these values must not change wherever you go, either you are in UK or in USA or any part of the globe. These values must be the same. And third, the unit should be of convenient size. Thirdly, the unit should be of convenient size. That is, for example, if mile is the only unit of length, then we would find it difficult or inconvenient to measure the smaller lengths. So, the unit should be of convenient size. It should be precisely defined, and it should have the same value everywhere. And the system of units should be used everywhere. So, these are some of the standards of units which were decided to be followed after the failure of the traditional system of units. So next let's see about the FPS system of units. What is FPS system? FPS system is also called as foot, pound and second system, which was the most commonly used system of units in England until the middle of 20th century, and in fact it was used in all parts of the world which were ruled by the British, including India. And this FPS system of unit is still in practice in many English speaking world, and even in India you will find tailors, carpenters and masons using feet and inches to measure the lengths, or people measuring their height in feet and inches. So we could see in India or other English speaking countries that FPS system is still under practice. However, by the later half of 20th century, the FPS system stopped being used for scientific work because of many reasons. So first one is there was a lack of uniformity in this system. For example, the pound is a unit of mass, and sometimes it is also used as unit of force in the FPS system. Similarly, this system was not used all over the world. It is used only where the British people ruled. And thirdly, the conversion from larger to the smaller unit and vice versa were very difficult. So these are the reason for the failure of FPS system of units. As per the FPS system, the unit of length is foot, unit of mass is pound, and unit of time is second. So due to the failure of FPS system, another system came into practice. It is called the CGS system, which stands for centimeter, gram and second. According to the CGS system, the unit of length is centimeter and unit of mass is gram and unit of time is second. Again, this system was also a failure because the units of this system are too small to be measured and to be used conveniently. So again another system came into practice. It was called the metric system, and this system was developed in France at the end of 18th century. The units for length, mass and volume in this system are meter, gram and liter respectively. And the metric system is a logical and a convenient system because a single unit is defined for each physical quantity. For example, for length, meter; for mass, gram. And larger or smaller forms of unit are related to each other by powers of 10. For example, if it is when you want to mention a larger form of unit, then you can use multiples of 10, whereas the smaller forms of the unit can be represented in submultiples of tens. Next is SI unit. Though the metric system was adopted by many countries, scientists soon realized that it needed some improvements. So in 1960, many scientists from different part of the world, they all came together and they gave a new system of unit based on the metric system, and this system is called as International System of Units, which is called as SI unit in short. And this SI unit is now in practice throughout our world. So this system defines the unit of 7 main quantities, and they call these quantities as fundamental quantity. It is also known as base quantities. And according to the SI system of units, the unit of mass is kilogram, unit of length is meter, time is second and temperature is Kelvin. So in SI system also the multiples and submultiples of units are used as it is in the metric system. So children, in today's session we discussed about the physical quantities and about the various system of units of measurement. And now it's time for you to complete your assignments. Thank you children. Have a nice day.